I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is January 2nd, Thursday, 2025. Hope you had a good year. Hope you had a good holiday and all that. Where do we begin? From the break here, you can see that we pushed up here for a high in December, and then we made a low in December. So we came back down to what? Wipe out liquidity. If you look at the weekly chart, let's start with higher time frames first. If you look at the weekly chart, you can see that we got gaps right there. You see that? See that gap right there? Those two gaps. So this is all push out traders coming back to wipe out liquidity. Let's look on the daily here. You can see that that has no candle on there. No wick on that candle, which is, we're talking about November 29th. See that? You got to look at these details, and we're dipping right into there. and then we also have those gaps on those weeks. So pretty much balancing that out as well, right? Now, we hit this low here, right? And then you can also look to the left here. I guess I could draw it out, but the point is if you look at this, right, you can see that this is sort of like a support, right? So we break through it, we come back, and what does this mean? Well, for me, this is like a breakout level. So let's just say the price is moving up. Well, they're pushing buy. They come back to wipe them out. They're like, okay, well, it's pushing back up again, right? So let's buy again, right? And this is for me, this is the explanation of why the price comes to right here. Very simply, right? Nothing confusing or hard at all. But why do we push up from here? Well, we come back to wipe out all the easy sellers. Let me go to a 1 hour here. You can see when we drop to hell here, right? So there's a daily imbalance left in the chart, right? So December 18th, we're talking about, that's Wednesday. And then what do? So we pretty much double bottom here. We have a nice divergence on the 1 hour. You gotta look for these things. Then you can start to see that the bodies respect. Well, they don't respect well there, but look at the 4 hour, for example, starting to respect there. This is typical. And then what do? We push up to wipe out the easy sellers. Let's go back to the 1 hour. You can see, so this is a daily imbalance right here that I've got highlighted. And you can see that we also push up for the previous week. We push up and we get rejected in that wick right there. See that? So that's up in here, but look more carefully. Look at the 75% level. Perfect. And we've lived this moment literally. I can't remember where it was. I don't want to go back there, but it was previous price action. If you recall, we came up and we look at that 75%, stopped on a dime here. If you were looking for the breakout trade level here, they dangled that carrot. And this is pretty much anyone who's, momentum trading. Plus you have the gap. Look at the daily chart. You can see that the gap right there, see that gap? Drag it out. Look at the bodies. Look at respecting on the daily. So right there is beautiful. But here you can see on the 1 hour that we hit that 75% level. Then lower highs the whole way down. And what are we doing? This is a lower low. This is a lower high, assumed to be lower low. And then now we made a new lower low. So this is order flow coming down, right? And I was mentioning, if you guys were watching the videos, I was like, yo, this looks really bearish to me. Remember, if you've been watching the videos, you remember me saying this. And sure enough, look what we did. We came all the way down here. So pretty wild. But of course they do. This is beautiful. To me, this is just gorgeous. But they do all this on the break because a lot of people are not trading. But anyway, so look at the gap. From gap, bounce, comes right to this gap, falls through. Where does it come? Right to the gap, right? And you can see that we got gaps right there, right here between, especially between December 20th and the 23rd. See that? Whoops. So, anyways, we break through that level, push right through, right? So, and then it's so weak that it doesn't even come. I got this daily bullish imbalance, and it's inverted, so it's so weak that it can't even come up here, right? And if obviously if you drag this out, you'll see that we're pretty much bumping underneath that, right? So that being said here, also we tag this December 24th. See how we come up, we stop, we get into that imbalance, but then we stop right at that gap. See that gap? That's the opening gap of that day, December 24th. We tag that right there. We come back down. We just 3 drives down, right? So lower high, lower high, lower high. If you go to a 4 hour, you can see that we see right in between there. It was so weak that it couldn't pop up in more in there. But when we came down, we come back up. It's just wiping out all the breakout traders. But it's so weak that we can't even, this next 4 hour candle doesn't even pop up in there, right? So, and look at here. You can see here, we pop up, we tag inside the imbalance, but it's so weak that it can't even come up. Why? Because they're trying to come down here for the, what? The previous monthly low. This is a very high key level, right? And we hit that shit today, right? So, let me see. There's so much to talk about, but let me see here. So lower high, lower high. So we come underneath, we hit this gap. Then we bounce back up, we hit that gap. We're in the middle here, and between gaps, write that for your notes. In between gaps, you'll sometimes have events that can occur where it's buying and selling. We push up, look at the bodies right there, beautiful. Comes back down to this gap, pushes back up to that gap, pushes back down to this gap. All right, retraces and then falls through, hits that low. So if let me tell you something. Look at this 15-minute. If you don't got this on your chart, dude, you're sleeping. Because it's like a blueprint. It's a roadmap in the background, like a schematic. And as you can see, that's helping me with my ideas. So when we were here yesterday, which was Tuesday, we hit the gap, we push down, we get to a 3.5 to 4. Look at that. We reverse, we push up. I got this projected here with this candle and a little bit above 2 and a 2.5. But what's more important, we also have that gap, right? So we're starting the day here. I'm doing all that just so I could come over here. A lot of shit to talk about. And to be honest with you, I love the break. I mean, I really kind of tired of making videos, man. There's just so much to talk about. But I love this shit at the same time. But, man, I just want to go back into peace, but slumber. But anyways, so when we're up here, we've hit the gap here, and then take a look here. We have a divergence. There's so much to talk about. Fuck me. But we had lower highs here. This is how the day panned or started for me. This is how I know we're making lower highs, right, and lower lows. So you got a divergence here with Nas, lower high. You got higher highs here with S&P and Dow, right? So that was framing it. And then I couldn't believe it. I was like, bro, it couldn't be that easy. But if you were watching price action right here, we had the divergence. So 8:30, I'm not ready at 8:30, like looking at the chart, but I'm like kind of doing my morning routine. I'm looking at my phone and shit. And I was like, I watched this candle, this 8:44, dips right in. And I was like, no way, bro. It can't be that easy, right? Pops in, but I'm still moving around, and it's just like I left it alone. And then I come back to the chart, and I'm kind of like ready, and it's like right here. And I'm like, dude, no way. And we had beautiful lower highs. Look at that, dude. I mean, look how. So first you get the divergence, right? Just for your notes. First you get the divergence. That's step number 1. Step number 2, you break. I mean, I could have pushed sell here, but I know there's a gap here. That's beautiful too. But then you get this break here, right, of these candles, and we push back up into an imbalance. That's step number 3. So we have a change of delivery here, and then we come back up and we hit this imbalance. And take a look to the right, and push out traders who went right through here, who was ready at fucking 741. Look. You see me hovering the mouse right there. You see how we come in, we tap that breakout level. What's right there? That's an imbalance right there, right? Fucking beautiful, right? So then imbalance, right? And it's popping right in. Look at the bodies. I mean, dude, this couldn't have got any easier. And I was kicking myself. I was like, bro. I was like, this. I'm like, are you just that good, or am I getting played a trick on me or something, dude? And sure enough, I missed it. Beautiful. But anyways, so price comes down, pops up here, and now we get to 9:30. 9:30. Keep in mind, I have this on the 15-minute. You can see this swing here, right? So look where we come to the 3 to the 4, 3.5 to the 4. What's right there? We have the monthly low right there, right? Look how it's perfectly inside. Dude, fire. So anyways, we come down, right? So 9:30 here. First, to be honest, at first I I pushed sell at 9:30 because I thought I was just gonna keep going, right? So the momentum, and then shit snapped back. I was like, fuck. So I took the loss. Then it popped back up, right when it popped back up. Look where it popped right back up to. I can't make this shit up, dude. Look at this last candle right here. Look at this. Bam. See that shit? What the hell? See that? Boom. Then once this wick's coming down, I push sell. I'm in a trade. Where am I taking it? I'm taking it to this gap right here. This was my minimum target right here. This gap. Sure enough, what do? We blow right through, Look at each 1 minute candles. 1 minute candles. They're respecting. They held all the way down. I literally get out right here. And what's right here? 2 to 2.5. And I don't need to take out that low. All right, because this thing can whip back. And guess what? I'm in a leg here. I'm in a leg down. And I'm also in this leg here. So I understand when the price is here, I understand we can make, this is a low and we can make a lower high. And then make another lower low and then another lower high and so on until we reach here. Now, I wasn't sitting here aiming for this because I don't expect it to happen today. But the logic is that when it came down here, this was a beautiful buy. Beautiful buy. Now, I couldn't catch this. I tried to catch this, but take a look here. We're bouncing on that 2 to 2.5. So you can get a big retracement or reversal. But I was pretty confident that we were coming down. But when this wicked inside you hear me make videos just like this, wicked right inside it, and I pushed the button and it fucking didn't register. I was pissed as fuck. Just to be honest with you, I was really pissed. Like I pushed buy and it didn't register. And then sometimes like I'll push buy and like it didn't register, and then it'll come out of nowhere. Like I got in and I was like, bro, really? So I don't know, whatever. But then the price ended up being here, and I was like, bro, just buy it. This is going to be a big buy. Because why? Well, we had these easy sell. I mean, look how fucking easy that was, right? So, and it dropping here, and I understood that. So I knew that this would be a big buy, minimum to right here. I mean, minimum target to buy from here, obviously 50%, but right inside that first imbalance right there, and that breakout level right there, plus that level right there too, right? So we pushed right through, and boom, look how we come right to it. We retrace to the 50%, and then we push for another leg. Dude, or not leg, but price action pushes up. Where does it go to? Conveniently where it would have been super easy to sell here, right? And then I got the measurements here from this swing to this swing. Sometimes I'll measure just the down candles only, but sometimes I'll measure the swing. Take a look here, 2 to 2.5. Just beautiful. Dude, let me tell you something. I wanted to punch a hole in the wall. I was super pissed because I knew this was going to be a big trade. And so when the price pops above, goes above the first two down candles, the consecutive down candles, it goes above the open, right? And that's enough for it to kick into a buy program, right? So then the price pushes back down. Look how it's 50% of this down candle, this 939. You see how 50% is right there? Can you see how we retrace back into it? And I was telling myself, I'm like, bro, buy it, And at that point, I was like, just in my head, and I was like, oh, maybe it'll come lower into this wick. Look how greedy I got. I wanted it to come into 50% of this wick right here, which is this 942, and it did not do that. So sure enough, by the time it was up here, I was like, fuck me, over with. So missed the buy, right? And then pushed up here, and as you can see, there's no really place to enter, right? It's just really, I'm not buying that, obviously, right? But comes up here, we get on the overbought, laying on it, and then up into the 2 to 2.5. Guess what do? We retrace back down. Why is this here? That was like that. So I'm measuring these two down candles, this swing. I mean, I guess I could say that, but as you see, and I caught this sell. I caught the sell up to here. Up to the 1 to 1.5, got out right here. Where? Because behind the daily gap today's daily gap is an old weak gap. That's like a black hole, and we're probably rushing to it now, right? So as you can see, we're sitting here, we're bouncing on it, we're coming underneath it, and we're probably coming back up. So that's why I got here, because who knows? I don't know if it's gonna push back up here from here, right? So sell, buy, sell. buy, sell. So how many moves is that? So one, and I write this down on my piece of paper. 1, 2. That's why I was pissed about missing this. 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're at number 6 by pushing up with all that, right? So this is how I maneuver, all right? And take a look here. As you can see, this main projection here is in control. I just don't know what it's going to do during the day, right? So anyways, get out here, right? And again, what's there? The black hole, right? You got that perfect balance price plus the gap, the 2 gaps, right? So what do? 3 drives down, right? And we push up. Now it speakers out, right? So push up, come. I end up catching this buy right here. This buy because now we're sitting at the 2 to 2.5. I don't need to be right. Like when I'm taking this sell, I don't need to hit this level. I would like to, but I'm too chicken shit sometimes and I want to take the profit. So I don't need to be right here. Taking it out right here is very responsible because it's 1 and a 1.5. And if it's very bullish, it would have pushed up here in general speaking. But anyways, came 3 levels down, 3 drives down, right into the last down candle of breakout traders. Why is it coming this low? Because the breakout traders here were easy money, which I could have even accomplished, but my ego was so involved that I was just being too much of a perfectionist. But it's kind of like my first day back in a way. I did some trading in the break, but I mean it was kind of light. I had some good trades, but anyways, so pushing out here, and then came to the last down candle. Take a look to your right. Look, I'm gonna just draw this. Hopefully I'm not talking too much or you're catching this. See, since this is logical, why does it do that? So, see that? Boom, bounces up. Where does it go? Right back into, so when the people push sell here, so for right now, let's just say for the people who wanted to buy, this thing pushes up, right? And you're like, oh, this could be a support area, right? And if you see this inversion, this imbalance right here, dragged it out. You see how it's holding right there. This beautiful pushes up. Then it breaks through. Look at that inversion right there. This not 10:04. Now the 10-hour candle is in play. We come underneath it, and then we tag 50%. Look at how beautiful that is. That's an entry right there. So, but if you're not sure if it's gonna sell or not, guess what? Right when it breaks through this low, all right, that's when people are pushing sell. So, but they dangle this carrot a little bit. So we push down. So we popped up here. I just took this buy for just a quick trade, and it was beautiful, and the time was involved here. God, there's so much to talk about, bro. And this is why I don't. It's already 17 minutes. So taking this buy here, knowing that we came here, and then this wick here with the bodies, yeah, they came low and pretty dirty right there. But the bodies are at 50%. You got to pay attention to these details. Right. So anyways, we push through, and where do we go? Well, these are the laziest sellers right here. So the price is coming down. It's coming down. They're like, man, I ain't missing this. They push sell. And that's why the price basically comes here. Plus, we have the midnight level. So, all right. So the midnight level's here. We come above, underneath it, above it. You see that? So we come and we tag that as well. Plus we got the 25% of the opening range in the background. Hopefully this is not a lot for you. If you've been watching my videos, this is not a big deal, but you should have this marked like this. But so we push up here and take a look. We tag right into that imbalance, which is this 1020. See that? I can draw it. But you see that? See how we tag that in there? And that's just like that. Excuse me. That's like the algorithm, like maintaining itself, meaning like it's efficiently trying to deliver. It's on a quest to build also liquidity there. Let me delete that because you can see how we tag right in and we jump off, right? So when I measure this last down candle here, this 1046, you're going to say, why not that one? Well, the body is lower. So I'm measuring just the candle itself. Take a look where it goes. 2 to 2.5 right here. See this? 2 to 2. You can see it, right? I know you might think there's a lot going on. Just pay attention though. 2 to 2.5 right here comes right to it. What does it do? Sells off again. And now I'm measuring this swing from here to this. right? So you're probably like, well, why didn't you measure the actual candle? Well, because I'm measuring the candle, but as it pushes up and it comes down, it's kind of like I'm equating it to the same as each other, right? If I did it like this, it would have been fine too. It's fine. If I just measure the actual candle, this up candle, this 1051, take a look how we come to the, look where we come down to. We come down to the 2.5. Now we come down, we come and we now we get to this guy right here. See this low right here, 944. See that? See how we take that liquidity right there and boom. Damn near hit 50% of this candle, this 942. This is, I wanted to enter at this level and take a look to your right. We came right to it. That's not a coincidence. So anyways, now we're down here, right? My goodness, there is so much to talk about. This is really why I don't like making videos anymore, bro. But so you see here, Dow does not take out that low, but here we had lower lows here, right? That was also why I was pissed why I missed this buy right here. Okay, just so we understand each other. Initially, that big buy, right? Now that I've mentioned that, here, well, we're here. We had higher lows here. I'm sorry, we had higher lows with Nas right here, right there, and we had lower lows. We had lower lows with Dow and S&P. This is why I end up taking this buy. I took that buy there. That was fine. Took the profit. I was the reason why I was very successful today was because I was taking the profit. I knew it was going to shake out this and that, and I did trust my analysis, and I also messed up by not trusting it. If I trusted it too much, let's put it that way, then I would have been like, oh, well, I wanted to have this just buy and come all the way up and break up here for this liquidity. Now, I didn't think that way because of the fact that this monthly low was constantly in my mind. But I was still buying here because of the fact that this area here was just, for me, a little bit too much of an eyesore. It was a little bit too easy to catch this. Now, I would like it to come into this low here, but I didn't need that. How did I think of this? So I took the buy here, came into here to 2.5. Perfect. Didn't even sell this. Left it alone. Sat back. When the price came down here, I end up buying this again. Why? Because of that divergence I just got done telling you about. We had a divergence here, higher low, and then lower lows. So once we did that, you see, once we did that, I measured this candle here, and I took it up, and I was like, all right. I was like, well, this high is key for me, and also the 930 level. See this 930 opening? Look to your right. We come under it. We come above it. We come under it. People are like, well, what the hell? You got people who are just basically trading just like that. I mean, they're just trading based off that level, and if it's above it or below it, they're so logically for me, when you take this buy, all right, where would I take it to? Well, you have the 2 to 2.5. Here's the measurement here. You see that, right? It's right there. This up here. So the 2 to 2.5 here, you have the high. So now I'm thinking to myself completely, I just want to get into this imbalance plus that 930 level. Boom. Look how we come right to it. Beautiful. Now, if I was to have tried to be right, at this point I'm done with the day, and look, by the time here it's 12 o'clock. So, well, that's not 12, it's 12, it's 11:50. So this is the macro. Lunch could kick in and then look for liquidity. But now when the lunch macro is here, you're like, well, are you going to rush for liquidity here or here? And this is where I drop the ball and I get pissed. But at this point I was done. I'm mentally I'm gone. I'm exhausted, to be honest with you. And the 930 level gets hit. So what does it do? And then it starts playing around here, right? It does speaker out here, so you're confused about which direction it goes. If you have patience and you wait, you see you get this push down here, this candle here, this 1220 comes down, then it comes underneath these lows. Right there is your order flow. And what is it doing? Then it hunts and rushes. Obviously, you got that liquidity. We know that that's a possibility. And sure enough, you could see we rush all the way for that That monthly low, dude. Now I was pissed because the reason why I'm upset about it is because I wasn't sure if this price was gonna come up here or not. This so I left it alone and walked away. I was having lunch and I'm chilling, and then I'm looking. It's literally only like 12:20, dude. And I'm sitting here like, all right, you're done. You don't want to overtrade. You're not getting involved. You have to walk away. Don't even look at the screen. You get it? You have to do these things. And sure enough, I was like, bro, no way. And then it just kept shooting down. I was like, fuck off, bro. So then I measured this swing here, right here. Look at this. Look at the 3 and a 4. Look at that. Beautiful, man. And then obviously that low. So then we tagged that low, right? So if I do this, I'm a little sick about it, man, to be honest. But I'm proud of myself because I maneuvered very well today in this, and I missed that buy. And I really, really had it, dude. And I was like, it's okay. You can't win them all. But banked pretty well. So, but here, you get these, look at these candles. Drives down. All right. Then this is very common in some fickle shit. You don't know if it's going to sink or not to come to this gap or 50% of in between these gaps. And it didn't. And I had a feeling because it was a monthly level that it was going to push back up. Why? Because of the fact that you had these easy breakout sellers. Once it started selling off, bro, like look how it just falls right through these lows, right? And then if you look at even that low, when you looked at that low, it broke right through. So I know we're coming back up. Generally speaking, this is a good model where you're attacking breakout traders. And for me, again, projection here, 3.5 to 4. We take the monthly level. Then when it's here, it's in this rejection wick. It's in this demand wick right here. See that? So look to the right. You can see we're just sitting in that wick. And I understood that too. I did buy it here, and then I got stopped out with this because I buttoned up my stop loss, and then they fucking got me. And then the price ended up coming down. And then when it came down and it wicked back up, I've seen this before where yes, it could have easily rolled over, but it can easily come right back up. And if it stays in this wick, and it has, plus I smoked a lot this break. There was a higher low, so we had lower lows here, and that higher low, I was like, bro, watch it pop up. And I've seen this in my experience in career that they dip one more time and then they start shooting off, and sure enough, they fucking did. So again, that's a monthly level. Projected it here to here. I took the buy here and I got out right here. Got it right when it got to this one. I got out. Why? Because number one, I wanted to button up with this low. We broke through. So take a look. We pushed right through, and then I got out. So I wanted to hit there. I really wanted to hold it for here, but I didn't have the patience, and I was too chicken shit. So sure enough, and plus I have the gap here, and it's a retracement. So if it's really bearish, it would have sold off from here, which we're not too far from there. We've been fucking around here most of the day. Well, not most of the day, but since 3. And sure enough, the gap and 50% and the 1 to 1.5 and these lows right here are the minimum target. Plus, if you look on the 15-minute, you can see the imbalance right there. See how it pushed right through and then it just opened. Look how this candle opens at the middle level. Dude, this has got to be long as fuck. And that was also another target. Take a look to the right here. So we got here, and look how they're fanning out here. Look at this. Super suspect, trying to pretend like it's going to come down. But me, I'm confident in, well, I mean, I've already accomplished my goal here by coming back up here, right? Now, coming as high as we're coming up now, like I don't care about that, which it could. Could it come here? Yeah, it should. That's a nice breakout level too. Don't get me wrong. Take a look here. But the algorithm will probably do that in Asia, London, or whatever. Get up in here and then maybe roll over for another leg. We're still making this leg down. I think I've talked enough here. And then dollar. If y'all been watching my videos, let me tell you something. I've marked this a long ass time ago. Long time ago. Look. I've marked this a long time ago, and this is what the daily. as you see, we have that pure imbalance right there. So the background is a weekly, and then that's a daily, and we hit it today. We actually sealed it today, and that's why I was bullish on dollar. This would have also helped you understand that we were going to be pretty much coming back down. It's the sell-off. It's the end of the year. So remember, like, this is and if you did a wick, if let's just say 12 months candle. Like if we looked at a 12-month candle for the year, the year as a candle, you know the top's going to make a wick, right? So we made the high here in December 16, right? And then if you guys remember, I was saying that we were going to have higher highs and higher lows and just buy up to about the 25th and then sell off. Well, they did it early. They did it here on the 17th and 18th. Then they dropped it, sold it. So that's kind of like what I was talking about, and that was the sell-off. So so that's the yearly candle. So if we go to macro level, I have to be done, man. As you see here, this is a 3-month chart. You see we closed in it. I'll be honest with you, man. We could be pushing down. I don't know. So there's two ways to approach this. Obviously, it's the beginning of the year. The sentiment's getting built. You know, right now we're selling off also because of the year candle. So right now, let's just say that this yearly candle that's getting created. Well, we got 50% of that wick right there, right? We have this level right here, which we broke through that level, which is of April 24th. And notice we also have these gaps right here. See these gaps right here, right? The 25th of October, and then October 30th and 31st. In between that, you see how we still never had bodies right there. Well, we don't have bodies there now. So very possible that we come lower. The next objective, if we're coming lower, would be this gap right here, plus that liquidity, and then it has those gaps. We want to have some type of daily candle close there. And there was something else I wanted to say. Let me go to month chart. All right, so we just took out the previous month's low. Breakout level right there that we're just sitting at. So let me put it this way. If looking at the historical data, it's either going to do a number of things, right? So are we really bearish where we make a lower lows and lower highs, right? So right now we've made a low. We have all that liquidity. Can it bounce up and then fall off again for another lower low to lower high to lower low again? Yes, it can. If it does that, then I'm going to think that we're going to be like in some type of recession or the market's going to expose itself. If it's business as usual, then we'll probably consolidate for this whole month. Like literally up, down, speakering out. Kind of like, see if I could do this, bro. I can't. I don't know how to make videos short. I say this every video you got. You're probably like, dude, you're funny as hell. So first couple days we sell off here, and then I would want to see it then pop up, right? Pop up here, and if it's, let's just say for the whole month, depending on which if it's the 5-year, 15-year, or 30-year. But if not, then we're just kind of like we're doing this. We're doing this type of thing, you know what I mean? Like we're pretty much going sideways, and we dip down and then we come back up, right? And then it's like February, and then we're shooting up, right? Now I know I don't expect you to, I don't expect you to hold me to heart for that, but it's too early, so don't care either. As a day trader, I'm keeping it simple, and logic is telling me where to go, right? So from this gap to this to coming down here, that was logical for me. Coming back up to wipe out sellers, coming back down to wipe out buyers, and now we've just wiped out buyers. So when I took this buy here, it was for the simple reason of coming up to wipe out sellers. So here, either we're going to come back down to wipe out sellers first, or we're going to keep going up. You know what I'm saying? To slowly get them. I don't know. So um but to keep it simple, the 5 year and the 30 year, they show of us pushing up. Okay, they show us pushing up. We have came down. It's not like we haven't came down. We came down. Is it enough though? I don't know. Right. The 15 year is literally sideways, and like I just showed you, and then pushing up in February. So um again, if we come any lower, I like this area a lot. Now we're also in this range from here to here, or some will say even from here to here. So even coming lower, somewhere like here, would make sense too. But I would expect them to do that by this month. And then we would need to push up. So these are ideas. And I know I've talked way too much. Fuck. So dollar, look at that, man. That's crazy. Look at that. I'm telling you, I drew this a long time ago, and look how we came right to it, bro, like a magnet. Finally, though. And then I explained this. Oh, we had this was the nice sell. This is why I didn't trust going any higher when I took the buy to the 930 level I was telling you about. Look at this higher high here. And then we had lower highs here. And I was like, bro, take this sell and just walk away for lunch. But I was like looking at these three levels, like this liquidity, like, what if it keeps going? I'm like, it's gonna go without me. But sure enough, fucking beautiful, bro. Step one, you have the divergence. Step two, you break this candle. Step three, you look in here for a imbalance or a shift of structure and just ride that lower high down. Where is you taking it to? Boom, liquidity. Very simple model, very simple understanding. You're stuck in this 5 minute imbalance as well. Just beautiful, man. Plus, it's coupled with this up candle. So if that right there is an inversion right there. So this is a balanced price range. So it came down, came up, and came down again. So it went away. So there's no reason to come back more up here. And this is where but at the same time, when the price is live, you don't know, your mind plays tricks on you and you start to talk yourself out of shit. And this is how I dropped the ball, not catching this sell. But I was already done for the day, and I already had, I was proud of myself for the profit, so that was as simple as that. But look at Dow, right back to these gaps right here, fucking crazy. And the daily level, look how we hit the daily level. So let me go back to this. The daily here, you can see that we have room for Nas, because I feel like we came up, we hit an oversold on the daily, and now we're pushing down. So I wouldn't be looking for real buys or positioning until it hit this daily low. If it hits it, it might not, but I would expect it to come lower, and then that would explain something like in here or in here. Again, if it comes that low, like, if you did a regular fib here, right? Like this is this is literally a whole leg by itself, right? So does it fall short of it? Does it come to it? I don't know. Does it want to come into here for these breakout traders? I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting year, man. But there was a reason why I said that. Oh, because the daily has some room to come down. On the weekly, I would like to see it hit that 50% level and then bounce back up from the 50% level. So we'll see. That's why, and to be honest, this looks like bearish structure, but we need to get a big response here if it's bullish. Obviously we're still bullish, but I don't know, for some reason, for having two lows like this with this type of structure, for me, this is like, I feel like it's 2022 all over again. But we'll see. Damn. I gotta be done. What else was I gonna say? So that was Dow. So Dow, don't trade Dow. Look at right here. Look at this break here underneath, come underneath, and then make another low. I don't know, man. Look at this gap right here on the chart right here. No bodies here, no price action here. Even though we had, I think we're gonna come down, man. I think we're gonna come down. Let's look at S&P real quick. Where did S&P go? All right. Well, Well, for them, it looks a little bit more like a support area. Again, we need to see a big response here. And it'd have to push up for it to be really bullish. If not, if we make another lower low and a lower high, I think, we're coming. We're coming, I don't know. This is a little bit too. See this breakout level right here? And then support? It might come for that. That would be my guess. Nvidia's looking a little bullish now. They pushed up, they retraced back, and then they bounced here. Nice 3 down candles. Draw that level out, and we're getting wicks here. So exhaustion, we're pushing up. I mean, to me, it looks like we're gonna push up, right? But I don't know, man. This is where we are. So I think I've talked a lot, and I don't know if I want to keep making the videos. To be honest with you, man, I'm gonna see what we do here. I'll try to make, if I can make this shorter instead of making 40-minute videos. I'm only doing it because it's the first of the year, and I'm just gonna talk about it. But hopefully, if I make the videos, I want to kind of like, I just want to go through it. I didn't even show you the 3 trades I took, and it's like if I did that, it's like forget it. So I'll just show you the logic here. But if we keep it simple, man, just take a look at the projections here, man. Make sure you're doing this. You know what I'm saying? And then you don't want to get too married, but like logically, you got lower highs building, right? And then you could see how I took this swing here, right here. I took this swing here, came to the 3 and a 4, gap right there, beautiful. Look at the divergence on the 15-minute. You see that right there? That's fucking gorgeous. All the details. You know what I mean? And then projecting it down. Val was responsible for taking out this trade right here, and I wanted to buy it, so I would have got both. But very responsible to take this trade out. The biggest successful days I have are the ones I take the profit. When I get married to something, let's just say if I bought this and I was gonna be like, oh, it's coming up here. It's coming back up here. Well, we've already bounced up and down from the gap that many times. For it to come back up, remember we're doing lower highs. And you understood that the monthly low. So this is just an explanation of don't expect it to come here. So you guys take care and God bless.